Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm bringing you a massive on haul. So I've been reading books, taking books off my shelves, doing a clear out. I redid my shelves recently. I was getting sick of the coloration of it, and then I recategorized my shelves and they're now in alphabetical order rather than by color. So I was like being ruthless and decided that I just need to get rid of books that I'm not interested in keeping anymore, and this is where the stack comes in. There are books on here that I haven't read. They've either been sat here for a long time or it's just not something I'm interested in, and that is why it's in this stack. These books will be up on my Vinted page, so if you are interested in buying one of these books, do check out that link down below. You can go and check out my page. All of the books are listed. By the time this video goes out though, some of them may have already been sold, so yeah, but do check it out if you are interested. The first one is The Woods Are Dark by Richard Lehman. I've not read this. This is in perfect condition. I'm selling it because I just don't feel like picking up a Richard Lehman book, and I'm just not going to keep it. The Body Farm by Patricia Cornwell. I picked this up in a charity shop thinking, yes, I need all the old vintage style books, and that I was going to read them all, but I just haven't picked it up. I haven't gravitated towards any of these, and I never will, so I'm getting rid of this one. Sweet Heart by Peter James. This was a book that was a pre-loved one in the Abominable box. I'm not going to read it, so I'm getting rid of it. Then we have two James Herbert books. Again, I'm not going to read this author. I'm not going to read these books. They've just never interested me. And again, there are two that came from Abominable, and that. So the first one is Sepular and The Ghost of Sleeth. Probably another reason is I don't really like to pronounce these words. If these are good, let me know, but I'm just getting rid of them. The White Tiger, I picked up again in a charity shop because it looked interesting and I was very intrigued by the cover and the descriptions, but I haven't picked it up in 2 years and I'm probably not going to. So again, this one is leaving the shelves. Next we have Alice by Christina Henry. This book I did read and I give it a 2.5 stars, I think, maybe 3, but it wasn't great and I don't see myself returning to it, so there's no point in keeping the book. Another Christina Henry I'm getting rid of is The House That Horror Built. I read this while I was in Canada, which was so nice, but I don't feel like returning to it. It was a 3-star, but I just won't pick it up again, so I am getting rid of it. Next up we have an extreme horror story, and that is Plastic Monsters. I have said recently I'm leaning away from the extreme side of horror, and I sold a ton of my extreme books recently, and this one I did keep. I'm not sure why I left this one on the shelf, but I'm never going to pick it up, so I am selling this one. Next is The Hollow Kind by Andy Davison. Again, this was one I picked up in the charity shop and it's been sat here for like 2 years and I'm just not going to pick it up. I did have it on my TBR, I think back in February, because I was like, right, I need to like crunch down on these books that have been sat here for ages, but I never got to it, didn't prioritize it, and I'm taking that mentality to just take it off the shelf and someone else can love it. Then we have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I read this recently in April and I thought it was great. I give it 4 stars, but I'm not going to return to read it, so again, someone else can love this as well, but it was a great read. Next we have a DNF, and that is Shadowmancer. This is a very heavy Christian story and I just don't read Christian based novels, so I just DNF'd it and I am getting rid of it. Next we have Work-Life Balance. This is a graphic novel, and it was the first ever graphic novel that I attempted, and it's probably the last. I did think it was interesting to read, but it was no higher than a 3 for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Next we have Your Heart Belongs to Me by Dean Koontz. Again, this is another author I'm never going to read from again. I read Midnights, which is also on this list, and just hated it. So I'm not going to pick up any more by this author. So this is also going. Speaking of, I will just put Midnights with the other Dean Koontz book. Midnight is horrible. It is way too long for what the story is, and I did push myself through this book and it was painful. I probably should have just DNF'd it, but I did want to give this author a go. I just did not like it, so this is also going to a new home. Next up we have A Good House for Children by Kate Collins. I did really enjoy reading this book. It is very gothic and it is like a horror mystery, and it is really good to read. I just won't return to reading it, so I'm getting rid of it in the hopes that someone else will enjoy this book. Another book is The Birthing House. I DNF'd this one as well. I didn't like this book. The writing is horrible and maybe it's for someone else, but it's just not for me, so it is going up for sale. Then we have a thriller book, The Short Straw. I read this in April. It wasn't memorable. I give it 2.5 stars. So I think I don't need to keep it, and usually I don't go back to thrillers anyway, so I want someone else to experience The Short Straw. The next book is Fire Watching. This is another DNF. I had a lot of DNFs in April and it's just been helping me to clean up the shelf. So this is another one going out for sale, and hopefully someone else will love this one because I didn't. The next one is Underground. This is a 1800s mystery, murder mystery, and it's filled with death and disease. It was an interesting read. I did enjoy it, but I'm just not going to return to reading it, and it was never going to be a favorite read. So someone else can have this one, and hopefully they will love it. Next is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This is a mystery, and I'm not going to return to the first one. I mean, it's a good read, but it's not outstanding for me, so I want someone else to enjoy this one. Next is another DNF, and that is Brainworms. I read the first paragraph and just knew it's just not for me. It is full of sexual commentary and very descriptive, and I just can't deal with that, so I instantly had to put this one down, and someone else can love this one. But the cover is incredible. Next is Prince of Thorns. This was my attempt to find another epic fantasy as good as The Realm of the Elderlings, and because my expectation is so high, this one didn't meet my expectations, and I give it a 3 star. I read this while I was away in the Highlands for a week, and I did enjoy it, but just not as much as The Assassin's Apprentice. So I am giving this one up, and hopefully someone else can absolutely love it. Then we have A Light Most Hateful. This is simply because I have 2 copies. I have the ARC. This is the final copy, and it is signed. So it's kind of weird for me to keep the ARC and not the signed edition, but yeah, I just want to keep the ARC rather than the actual finished copy. I'm not going to reread it, but I do keep my ARCs, so someone else is going to really love this. This was a 4-star read for me, so if you are interested, the link to my Vinted page is down below, so you can go and check if this one's still available. And we have My Throat an Open Grave. Again, this is a duplicate. This one is signed, but I have a personalized copy, so I'm keeping the personalized one rather than the abominable one. So this is still up for sale. It's been up on my account for ages and no one seems to be buying it. This is my favorite book from 2024. It is incredible, and yet people are still saving it but never buying it. I'm like, what is going on? This book is great and everybody needs to read it. The second to last book is a Stephen King. This is Bag of Bones. This is another duplicate. This came in Abominable. I do have the Halloween edition of Bag of Bones, and I prefer these editions more than this hardback. This is horrible, and yeah, I'm just not a fan of this one. So this is up on my account too, if you're interested in picking this up. But yeah, Bag of Bones is an incredible read too. I've given it a 4.5 stars. The last one on this list is Sliver by Ira Levin. This is a really boring book. I was anticipating this because it is a invasion stalking story and I get so anxious with them, but unfortunately this just doesn't hit. There is way too much descriptions in this book for the premise. So like we get too much about her shopping and picking out sofas and stuff, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm here for. So yes, this one was very underwhelming with my overhyped excitement to find this book in my charity shop. So I'm hoping that someone else will enjoy this one more than me. So there you have it. That is my unhaul. I'm so excited because this means I can get some more books. I have a haul video. I'm not sure which one's going to be going up first, whether it's my unhaul or the haul video that I've filmed already. But there is one already coming, but I will be buying more books because I'm heading off to a festival this month, and it is a book festival, so of course I'm going to be buying books. So thank you so much for watching this. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in a new video series where I shop my shelves to really clean it up and only keep the books that I really love. There's been books still on my shelves for a really long time, and I would just like to really curate my favorites. So I'm interested in doing that, but let me know if you would be interested, just in case nobody actually wants to watch something like that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you're hauling and unhauling, which book did you like from my unhaul list, and with that I will end this video. Until next time, keep your pages turning and embrace the darkness. Bye!